Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm going to be showing you one of the techniques that I use when it comes to a broken branch in a bonsai. I know some of you might actually have gone through the unfortunate event when you're actually working on a branch and you're trying to wire that branch and you're going a little bit too hard on it and it accidentally snaps off, and unfortunately you feel like you need to cut off that branch now because there is no way of going back. You can't really put it back together or anything. Well, today I'm going to be showing you how to properly fix that problem, and I guarantee you that 90% of the time it actually works. So there's three basic supplies that you're going to be using in this process, and two of them I'm pretty sure that you already own and they're laying around your household. So one of them is going to be some scissors. Another one sounds really tacky, but it's going to be a doggy bag. And the reason why this is going to be useful is because it's super thin and actually water resistant. Another item that we can use is actually this gardening tape. This one you can actually get at Home Depot for about $4, or if you're lucky you can find it at your local 99-cent store or Dollar Tree for about $1. Alright, so when it comes to the doggy bags, this one's actually had to be scent free, meaning that they don't have to have any odor. And I feel like the odor would actually kill the branch. It has to be disinfected as much as possible. So for this process, what you need to do is you need to clean your hands, make sure that the bag or that the tape is actually completely clean. Alright, so we have a lucky candidate right here. What we're going to be doing today is that I'm going to snap off 3 branches from this tree. Just kidding, I will never do that. So I don't want to put at risk any of my bonsai. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to demonstrate this process on a branch that I cut off from a pomegranate tree. So why don't you go ahead and get closer and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. Alright, so in order to simulate a broken branch, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be snapping this one off. There you go. So let's pretend that we had already tried to wire this branch and this happened. So what we're going to do is that if there is some knots around the branch, which probably shouldn't be any because you're trying to wire the branch, what you have to do is simply remove them as much as you can, and we're going to get to that point right there. The next step that we're going to be doing is on the due occasion that we don't have any of that tape, is that we're going to grab this little bag and we're going to cut it into a little bit like this. Would work better than really thick ones. And this is why I like the doggy bags better than the tape. The doggy bags are actually super thin and they're really flexible, and they're actually are able to break easy. So all you need to do is have a really long strip and you should be all set. What you want to do is that the process pretty much works almost as if you're rafting a tree. What you want to do is, with clean hands of course, you need to be able to put the branch back together to the point where it would be as if nothing had happened to it. Just like this. After doing so, what you need to do is that you need to grab that little plastic bag and put it together and just simply bringing it close like this. So you want to keep it nice and tight like this. Of course, it's going to be, you can't be twisting the branch like this. So what you need to do is actually try to get as close as you can to the branch and bring in that piece of plastic close to it like this. Almost as if you were to be wiring the tree. But instead you're actually just wrapping it with a piece of plastic. At the end, what you can do is just either tape it, or you can do, if you had more room, what you can do is just make a loop like this and then just tie a knot and cut off the remaining excess of the bag, and you would have something like this. Another thing that you can do, let's say that we don't have any doggy bags around because you don't like dogs and you like cats better and you do happen to have some of this. Now this is a little bit harder to use, I would say, but it works perfectly fine as well. So what you want to do, same thing, is that you need to grab the branch and try to put it in place as best as possible. And what you need to do is, same process, just wrap it and tie it as much as you can. The tighter the better, because that way it prevents water from leaking in. and it allows the branch to heal a lot better. Like that. Once again, you want to do the loop like this. Just like that. Cut off the excess. Or if you want to save the struggle, all you can do is just grab some tape and just tape the end to the branch. Just like that. Once you have done this, I highly suggest you to water the tree from the bottom and not towards the top. What you want to do is to minimize the amount of water hitting that broken branch, because if water gets in there, it will have a bunch of bacteria and that would actually cause the whole branch to die completely. Another thing is that if the branch that you're trying to repair is actually too big or too thick, what you can do is that you can simply grab maybe a Ziploc bag and put it together like this, and then cut off the other end so that you would actually have something like this on one side, and maybe just like that to prevent water from actually getting into that branch, so that you can actually water it from the top. So right here I have a perfect demonstration. So this tree right here actually fell off my bench in a stormy night, and this branch right here fell off, and I felt like I really needed it for the design, so I didn't really want it to cut it off. And that's when it clicked in my head that maybe by using a simple method as like rafting, that I could possibly save the branch. You can actually see right now that some new buds are starting to grow here, so it clearly shows that it has worked. So right here we actually have the branch, and I did pretty much the same thing with the plastic where I wrapped the branch together. So this actually happened maybe 2 months ago, and I feel like since we do have new buds growing, is that it actually had healed properly. And if it didn't, then maybe what I can do is just rewrap it. Alright, so now that we're closer to it, well, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be cutting off that plastic from right here, just to show you. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is, now that you're closer, I'm going to be showing you how this really works. Alright, I want to be really careful removing it. And off we go. Just wait till... Okay, not too bad. So obviously you can see a little bit of thickness right here, and how it's actually a little bit like thicker right there. However, I'm pretty sure that throughout the time the whole width of the branch would actually get better. But we do see some new buds right there, and I'm actually pretty satisfied. So now that we have a better sight of this, I can actually show you right here that we do have a thinner branch right over here, and then we have thick and thick. This right here is actually where it broke off originally. I'm not sure if you can see the branch, how in one part it looks a little bit moist, and on the other side it looks a little bit ashy. I can actually clearly see this through my eyes, however the lens might not actually pick it up as well, but it just clearly shows that it had actually worked. So if you do have an accident where the branch actually breaks off and you want to take my word for this, definitely give it a try. You have nothing to lose. As a matter of fact, the only thing that you would lose if you don't try this is you're going to be losing one of the branches that are going to be needed in the style of your tree. But yeah, I'm actually satisfied that it worked. And honestly, this is not the first time that I've used this method. I'm actually just happy that it worked in this specific tree, because this is the one that I've been working on the most lately. Alright, so here we have it. We do have a perfectly restored branch. Like I said, it's a little bit thin over here, but throughout the period of time, I'm pretty sure that the thickness would actually get to its proper thickness. So yeah, if you have any thoughts or any questions about this process, go ahead and comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.